and got our muffler on there, we used some blue Loctite on the ends of these M3 by 38 Allen head bolts, and they have a locking nut on them on the other side when they tighten down, so they tighten down good. There is no nut or anything that goes on this side because these are threading muffler connectors on here, so they thread inside the muffler. So you just want to always check the muffler, make sure that those bolts are tight. Use a little blue Loctite in there. So those are M3 by 38. And prior to doing that, that's why we've mounted the engine prior to the muffler, simply because you have these mounting brackets for the motor in here, and those are M3 by 15 Allen heads with a little cap on them. And if you also take notice here that when I put mine on, I have my glow plug adapter attached here to the front of the motor. Now I haven't hooked up my governor because that'll hook up to the receiver, but I've got a lot of wires here yet, so don't worry about that until you get to the electronics part. At this point, thanks to John, most of the head comes assembled for you. So at this point we're going to put on our flybar paddles, and hopefully you've got these little screw end caps, or they call them little snaps for the swash plate on the end of your elevator arm. That's going to actually snap right into there. So you can screw that in if you haven't already. You'll find that in the kit already pre-assembled with a little screw end on it. And then your flybar paddles are going to screw onto here. Now keep in mind the rotor head spins like this, so our leading edge is going to be, notice there's a narrower end where the centerpiece is. That's your leading edge, so make sure when your leading edge goes first once you get these screwed in for both sides of the rotor head. We'll do the other side in just a moment. But you screw into the hole closest to the leading edge to your flybar paddle. There's no weights on these because there's pretty much a weight already inside the hiller level already for you. So the leading edge, you want to line it up with the hiller lever, so that it's perfectly lined up with the hiller level. You want to do the other side with the leading edge going the way the rotor head's going to spin. So the hole closest to the leading edge, screw in there, screw it all the way in. And I'll finish this off and we'll come back to the next step. Okay guys, got this finished with the flybar paddles. You also want to measure from here to your hiller lever on both sides. Make sure you could have screwed one in further than the other one, and make sure they're pretty same distance from one end of the flybar to the hiller lever. You want it as balanced as you can for best flight performance. And on step 13, a lot of these links you'll have to match up with the way John has it. They're not going to be precise, but once you get them approximate to what 1, 2, and 3 looks like, then we'll go get everything squared up when we get to that point. But for right now, just line them up to about the size in step 13 for your links. So with that, we'll go on to start assembling our tail, which we'll set right back here, and we'll get that ready to go. So hopefully you can follow the diagrams. Mine's already pre-assembled, so I'm just going to attach it and we'll go from there. Okay, I just want to show you the tail boom. This is the way it's assembled. When you put this tail, your tail drive belt, you want to make sure that you've got it perfectly straight. There's no twist in here from the back. And once you have that straight, then you give it one, let me look at it this way, one clockwise twist to go into the tail boom. Now keep in mind, I've already got my rods on. This is steps 14 all the way through step 18. Actually 19, and then, or actually 14 through 18 here. So once you get this slid in, we're going to slide that in. Now keep in mind, we have not put in our tail bolts back here for our tail boom yet. But once we get that, you're going to fill this slide into the gaps inside your tail, inside the casing, and you should be able to see the tail belt, the belt, so you can wrap it around the tail assembly. Now once we have that, you want to spin that to see if the tail spins. And there we have it spinning. We don't have it tightened up yet, but you want to snug it up just so there's about a, where the other belt's almost touching each other inside this assembly. Let me see if I can get that to show you guys. You want to snug this up where there's not too much tension, but you don't want it too loose either, where it's going to slip around this tail assembly. So once we have that right amount of tension, then you'll want to bolt this all down and tighten your set screws first. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back. Okay, at this point we've got the tail on, and we want to put our supports on, which will go from the back here all the way to our tail, to our fin in the back. Can't quite see that, but right back here. And these are fairly straightforward. You're going to want to slide these little gadgets right inside, like so, where the hole lines up, and stick your, I forget what size, M3 by, I want to say M2.6 by 10 Allens. They're pretty tiny with these little nuts. You want to put that on both ends of both the rods and attach that down here. So we're going to do that and come back. Alright, we're just finishing up the getting the support booms on here. We're using M3 by 10 Allen bolts into the lower frame here, back by the fuel tank. And sorry we don't have a wide angle camera here, but see if we can see that from this vantage point. Then you're going to have an M3 by 25 pushed through here to get your other tail boom supports through. I'm going to feed that right through that little bottom fin support. that all the way in and support both